Hello there, moin moin ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Donboxing. And today for you I have the Dunu Titan S2 and the Velvet White Boar. So join me when we discover what you get when you order these things. I guess first I'll be starting with the Velvet White Boar. This is the successor of the Velvet Normal Boar, which I have here, and those in turn also wear relatively wide outlet. Relatively smooth, and I did actually end up liking them. And I also had the Velvet TWS, which also was pretty good. And then I thought, okay, let's also get the White Boar and see what those are about. So, unboxing, pretty normal packaging. We do get this carrying case again, which is nice to see. And this comes in, I think, here are the sizes. S, M, S, M, ML, and L. And I obviously choose S here because, yep, I have a pretty small ear canal. I would have actually preferred SS if it was offered, which it isn't. And let's see how this compares to the normal Velvet. So here, oh yeah, this is actually really wide outlet. Does it say how wide the outlet is? No. Let's quickly find my caliper and give it a rough measurement here. So flip it around. Still a bit more. Tiny bit too big. Tiny bit too big. About that. Oh, that's about 8 millimeters in diameter. Yeah, that's actually really wide outlet. Compared here to the normal Velvet, so you can see what I mean. Normal Velvet to the right, Velvet White Boar here to the left. And I think they're definitely shorter, though. Yep, you can see that here. They are shorter, which definitely is a good idea, as you won't be able to insert this as deep as other ear tips. And what I also noticed here, actually this is like reversed the direction this is tilting. As you can see, this one is opening like a funnel like this, while all other ear tips essentially, like also the normal one like that, would have a shape that is more akin to a funnel like that, or like in bell curve like that. So definitively quite a bit different here. I don't know how that's going to work. I guess I have to figure that out myself. Texture-wise, this is feeling pretty much identical to the normal. Oh, actually, it's slightly more sticky than the normal Velvet, just a tad, which could be because, I mean, this is a used Velvet, this one is brand new, but it feels ever so lightly more sticky, which still isn't saying this is sticky, right? This is still a very smooth tip, but just in general, I do think it feels slightly more sticky. Okay, then next, let's remove the Velvet White Boar and come to our friend, the Titan S2 here. Yep, I have ordered this during the recent sale on Hi-Fi Go, because the pricing was really good for this, and I do like also some single DD sets occasionally. And this one also measured pretty well from what I could see, so I was like, let's order it. Let's see what things are about. First packaging, as you can see, this is like bright red with some black in the middle. So that is also something you don't see that often. We usually all go for just red. And do we get a measurement on the back? Nope, it's just the specs. Those are pretty boring. It's just a single DD set. Opening this gives us a Dunu box here. And let's see if I can open this. So again, one of those you need to shake it and shake it in order to get it out, and there's still a good amount of friction. Actually, I need to actually pull it up. It doesn't shake itself loose over time. And then we typically get greeted with a carrying case here. So there's the carrying case. Out. We don't need the box here, which is really big, I have to say. Like, this is one of the biggest carrying cases I've seen in a long time. Comparison to my mouse here, it's about my mouse in length. It's about my mouse in height. And it's slightly wider even than my mouse. So this is a really big carrying case. And it also is a bit squishy, as you can see here. So a bit more sturdy would be nice. Then let's open it. Zipper is not ultra smooth. This corner here is a bit challenging, and this corner here on the back, but it's fine. And inside this additional strap here, so it keeps the cable, and here for some accessories. So at least that they thought of. Then let's take a look at the cable first. Yep. And open the bad boy. Chip already has the IEMs also inside. Okay, I thought these were separate, but okay, no, they're directly in here. So this cable actually looks pretty unique. I don't think I saw a similar cable so far, at least not from Dunu, and I didn't have a Dunu product in quite some time here. So this is relatively thick braided, and as you can see here, it's really smooth. Oh, I like that. Super smooth cable, really nice to see. Let's check out the braiding here. I think this might be like a thick plastic on the inside, not entirely sure. And we have a replaceable connector here. You do get 3.5 as you can see, and we do get 4.4 Pentacon as well. I think this is again a screwing mechanism. Yep, that's nice to see. And let's screw it back on. So we can just do the experiment. Does it have enough friction? It does. I can't just twist it loose with a tiny bit of pressure like other things. So this is definitely a bit more frictiony, which is nice. There's some texture and a bit of an additional bulge, so you can grip it better. That is also nice to see. Strain release here, which is way too hard. This doesn't really release strain, so slight improvement potential. And then further on top here, while I really like the bottom, the top part is kind of okay. It's sticky cables somehow, and we do have a chin slider that's a plastic thingy, which is, oh boy, I can't, like, it's really difficult to move. Definitely too much friction here. There should be slightly less frictiony. And also the cables themselves are relatively thin. Would really have loved thicker cables here on top. Thankfully, as you can see, they stay relatively smooth. And then we come to the actual top of the IM here. As you can see, they put it in plastic bags so it doesn't clonk against each other and cause scratches. But I can already tell you I'm not a fan of the connectors here. This is just a transparent plastic connector. Let me just remove that. And it is even relatively big in that and only ever so lightly extruded here at the back. So you can probably only use this on the Titan S2 relatively well. And also I think this doesn't really match the aesthetics. This should have been also a kind of silver like they used here in dark gray or something like that. This looks a bit cheap how they did that here on top. And it's also not color coded, so you have to see the R here, which is a bit difficult to read. Or this is actually an L, but doesn't matter. Then I would say let's quickly come to the IEM before we go to accessories later on. Yes, for bad boy, I choose the standard color, which is silver, which I assume most people took. And yeah, this definitively is like the Titan S1. This has a bit of a cyberpunk aesthetic to it. Very reflective and fingerprint magnet, I can already tell you here. And the red dot here in the middle actually does give it some contrast, which I do like. And the nozzle here seems to be, is it detachable? No, I think it's permanently attached. And mesh in the front, I think there's a tuning film, as you can see behind that. Is printed on here, no color indication, which again I do prefer. And there's a pressure hole here and directly here next to the nozzle. None at the back though. It is pretty heavy for an IEM, I have to say. I would guess maybe 8 grams, more like 9 grams at least, I would say. And it's pretty dense because it's metal. Gaps on the side here are relatively minimal. That's nice to see. So yeah, overall it seems to be well built, I want to say, considering the price point. Standard tip you get here is a rando as silicon tip. It's relatively hard in the middle. The cylinder, the mantle on the outside is also not so soft. But let's see what else we get here. Let's remove the packaging, which they thought of. We have additional 2 pins to grip here. That is nice to see. And let's open this and shake out what we get. We do get the warranty card, I assume. We do get the manual. We do get a quality control pass thingy. We do get ear tips. We do get more ear tips. I'm not sure what that is. And I think there's more ear tips. Wait, let me. Okay, there's even more ear tips. Wow, that's nice. That's it though. So really good set of accessories just from the amount you get. I don't know. Let's start with this here. This doesn't. Is it also ear tips? Oh, okay. Let's. No. This was not. Okay, this is a cleaning brush. Now I can see it. Okay, this is cleaning brush and a clip. I will still give it a quick unboxing so we can be sure. Yep, cleaning brush and clip. So that's nice to see in case you want to clean your IM. Ear tips. Let's see what Dunu gets us here. Let's make a bit more space so we can be more focused. And pour out ear tips. Oh, I think these are the candy ear tips, if I remember correctly. So this looks like a rando as silicon tips. I don't know why this is sold separately. This is very bug standard. The cylinder in the middle is relatively hard. Outer diameter is relatively small though. There is no spin fit mechanism, not, at least not what I can see. Nope, it's just a random silicone ear tip. Material wise, how does it feel? It's sticky, but not ultra sticky. So, I don't know, candy? Okay, but it's just a random silicone. Okay, next. Let's check out what. I think this is the other random silicone ear tips. Let me quickly have a few, just so we can be sure. Yep, this is the random silicone that you do get with most other IEMs. Absolutely nothing special. I don't think I need to check those more out, but we do have more. 2 sets to be precise. Again, for a price point of originally, I think this was 80 bucks or so. Really good accessory set. Oh, we do get the S&S ear tips, which I have reviewed before. As you can see, this is a very weird shape. It's kind of donut on the front, and then it's basically just cylinder at the back. You can get this to insert relatively deep, and it is a really sticky ear tip. I don't know what material exactly this is, but let me just quickly do a test, because the original ones I got, they smelled kind of vinegary when I got them. Okay, I just smell plastic. 1 moment. Nope, these also smell slightly vinegary. Same thing. So first just smell plastic, but also they have this slightly sour smell to it, which I guess is due to the material. But yeah, this is a really nice set of ear tips, and I think there are quite a few people who really enjoy them, as they are so unique, and I don't know there's any other brand that makes ear tips similar to that. And then lastly, we do get this set of ear tips, which also just look like rando as silicone ear tips. This seems to be pretty similar to the other ones included here. Oh no, these are a bit softer. So they are a bit softer. And that's it, I can't say more. This also is not sticky or not sticky, it's just a rando silicone ear tip. Oh, but this one is really ball shaped. So if you like yourself some balls, this will be it. Okay. So, that's it. Really good set of accessories considering the price point. And yeah, first impressions directly after that. Then quick first impressions of the Dunu Titan S2. So purely as objective when I put this in, I was actually pretty surprised. This does sound pretty damn good. Especially the treble is really right up my alley here. It is a bit on the bright side without being too bright. It's not shouty or anything. It just comes off as very nicely pronounced. And then the mids, I have the feeling they are slightly bloated, but not too much. And the bass is actually very round, very full. Definitely this is more V-shaped set overall, but not too unpleasant. Just the sub bass my ear came off as a bit too shy. And measurement wise, I mean, you can see it here. It sounds pretty similar to how it sounds to me, which doesn't say it's bad. That actually does sound pretty enjoyable. But yeah, also not amazing considering its price point. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Questions, recommendations, or criticisms, please leave a comment below. Donspektor out.